I am thy forever physicist, poet, infinitist, an infinite rebirth, contractions and labor, yet inflation of births, of birthdays, contractions will trigger, and we are now a moment of triggering, but it's precedented sets of implosions, a registering the insurgence of time, requiring time to hurry, finalizing the piercing form of fleeting disturbances to be enshrined under cover in the marrow of memories. No time stays afloat, contemplating a tumultuous a river, or for what flows through the rocks is the thought of wandering in the fortress where life is considered. So the time revolts, for its role is not to be the absentee, and the uprising phenomenon is read as a reminder, a remainder. Space breathes the air that is supplied by time for free. No space lasting barrenness scrub their future or past, and the absent present begs for the distance of time in its veins, revealing its design as the whistleblower of facts. So the space seizes the kinship to what was born to run, and looking back asks a question that is attired in pain. Why design is the craftiness of this life if it is lived only once? One door is white, one door is red. The white door is enfrailed with light. The red door is in love with itself. One shoe is green, and one shoe is pink. They don't match, yet it's obvious they don't belong together. They don't match, yet it's obvious that they belong together. Carried by feet and legs, they look like waves. In the closet, they look like particles. Today, my shirt is black. Tomorrow's shirt is like a Schrodinger's cat. If it does and doesn't exist, and the wardrobe is cut and stitched, and or a clothes hanger hangs empty, who needs their fingers so beautifully play a piano sonata in the evenings, which nevertheless flourishes and loudly each other chord to cry, imperfect, imperfect, and now and then perhaps with my fingers I might better vary chopsticks, where pauses can so vary a tune, like the light that hides in silence, in the sense original mystery, as such dreams for every human who must be filled with something and will occupy every space. In some light we tread on matter, suspended in ancient medium, balanced all of our ways, like what is music, but music of a tyrant, anything else, quite what are we not in the midst of, what whilst birth beckons, birth and months inform the month and year, and history yawning for us another morning mist to stir reveals or our burrows of a self-consuming serpent force, for both the horror and the beauty, a run in perpetual equilibrium. Eventually I thought to ask God what will become of the unbecome, changing yet ever unbecoming, and wondering, fell asleep till later here. I'm sorry I said, you see, when I took away the swear word, you suddenly ceased to exist. That's all right, he said, so did you. The superposition of matter says that each of these particles have yet to be told where to go. In this time I am both dead and alive is dead, and purgatory before the decision of this matter. I can't stay in this box forever. Time itself will become a deciding factor. But right now, inaction and action are the same. So while it all looms in sight, it just doesn't matter. Imagine you are an electron driving slowly through the wires. How close can I get to being alive? Rhyme after rhyme, trapped in between, not anywhere. I heard you meowing from the astral, everywhere, an alternative dimension, from where you were in the darkness of a corner of my room. You stirred, calling out to me, not comprehending what happened. I was powerless to help you, unable to see, bewildered and lost. This experiment of such cost. My beautiful white cat, it is you that I lack. This distress is too hard to bear. My resolution for the new year is to get you back. Rising from frost flecked orange fields, rising from frost flecked orange fields, the sagging bracts of artichokes prove time has passed for planting things or savoring. Aquila rises, Venus sets, the universe grows darker in a spontaneous compactification. The white petals symmetry, begging for folding, seems strange to a memory in the fading light of a departing star. The Arctic choke, our Bayek tapestry, still chronicles bold colored chanics, green and purple, at the edge of dark woods, poetry on pumpkin skins after hay rides, sailboats under bridges in Great Valley, cornucopies at the end of our long childhood, but curls inward, folded in the ashen light, each note of inflorescence, but the symmetry was striking of those final two petals, and hungry like a spring bear, I greedily demand the buds of those memories, those notes, those nuts, like the year's first meal, as if they were mine, only mine. I decided to hold them, decided to fold them. Indeed, they fit together when flattened like thistles, and the mathematician within wrapped with a white cane as he thumped our coordinates on a chalkboard. So I remembered my lesson and knew these faded nods and probabilities on a sphere, but our probabilities, each plotted point and now its own scale, but shared like granite costs of Gaspy and Brittany, but those are only places and times beneath crossed causes. I thought deeper and saw those half scales as the sixth dimension they were, sharp branches simply folded like space-time, these dropping meristems across reality, the same chalky digits converging at a base, one simple heart. I wept at the truth of it all. Then the furrows converged at the lift of my chin, and there were only other artichokes, some with no petals, some astronomical in bloom, and each with their own beats, bracts, and branches, anew. Other tears on their faces, and other mosaic folies, and I knew you were not just mine. The professor looked sterner, continued his impatient rapping, and hawk to strung our origami merged round in one circle. Then I understood and saw the furrows fold, and my twin-petaled fancy merge, first with faded blooms, then with full beards, and ant crawled on the chalkboard, now curled, yellowed, and withered. Antenna bowed with grief, with the common with you touched so many with your life, and I became this ant in a dream when you died, and awoke devastated when you had to leave to teach to lovers the same season. Cute little girl, Newton's daughter, just like your daddy said, if she had fallen, the earth would have caught her. Just like the apples, blushing sweet and round, sooner or later they would fall to the ground. Here's a ditty for children. You can't sing it like a song. It's about so high, this wide and hopefully not too long. It starts with a question I'd just like to mention. All questions are perfectly fine. Here's one to do with time. Since when was that time began? Essence, presence, thought, and presto. Our big bane and sometime lot. So good to be here. Well, you know, on your marks, get set and go. A time is a concept in which to dwell. For resultant echo of all, we yell and joined up numbers for science to tell, and you will know that for each life and death, a little separately, a change is still thrower of a heartfelt prayer. There's not sex, it's the seventh way to have a baby. A little difference will prevail, preside, like the weak force of physics, and have its way, its drama, as the steady roar of the wind in the trees keeps us in our own peace. Still, we do know that sex is better than all that. Beyond everything, there's everything but more of it. Oh, you were there pulling away. Why must you resist my way? We're meant to meet a share of a spark, but you're dodging me in the dark. You misunderstand. The other said, I'm feeling the pressure. It's messing with my head. You pull too close, too fast, too strong. We clash, and it all goes wrong. Taking hits from the bomb, bomb, bomb.